Number one in the chat, if I can be heard. You know what it is. Mic check, mic check. Number one in the chat, somebody. If we can be heard loud and clear.
They mad at you. You was like 4 minutes late.
Timely.
There we go. Loud and clear.
Boom.
Gentlemen, it's that time of day of the week again. We're here for the Real Pill Perspective episode number 20. Is chivalry and traditional dating over in 2020? You be the judge. Here with special guest. First, my co-host, as always, on this Sunday, Male Enlightenment TV, Brother Ohim and Mara. Say what's up to the brothers, Ohim.
What's up, gentlemen? What's up, family? Glad to be here for episode 20. We going through these, Ram.
Yeah,
getting them numbers out there.
Getting up there. Absolutely. And I have two special guests with me. Guests who really don't need any introduction. Two guests. Solotv84, who has been on YouTube. He's an OG, a young OG, however, an OG still. My brother Solotv84. What's up, dear brother? How you doing today?
Hey, man, I'm humbled to be on the show. Appreciate that. You know what I mean? Male Enlightenment TV, what up, what up? We got to get you on Solotv84, bro. I don't know why you haven't been on.
Definitely, I'm with that.
You feel me? We got to do that. Shout out to Mediocre Tutorials Reviews.
What up, bro?
You know, punk ass, you stole my format. Excuse my girl. But, you know, shout out to him. He stole my format. I just want to say that out publicly. We might have to go back and forth on that. But hey, thankful to be on here. Let's get it cracking. Let's go.
Salute.
And last but not least, we have my brother MTR back again for the second time. People had a lot of, backlash that last time you were here, brother. People were like, "Oh, that guy's a simp. That guy's a simp. That guy's a simp." And, I have to put you on the spot, brother. After the last time you here, I kept getting comments well after the video was finished.
Yeah.
Weeks later, oh, that guy, that light skin guy, that light skin guy.
They hated
I
me.
have to admit, MTR, I've been watching some videos lately, and you just don't seem like the same guy, man. What is your opinion, brother? Are you that same guy that everybody was trying to roast, brother?
Yeah. So first of all, what up, everybody in the chat? You know what I mean? Ram, salute to you. METV, salute to you. Solo TV, salute to you. Wholeheartedly appreciate being able to come on the platform and just speak to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Now, to get into the question, no, I'm the same exact person. I think like the particular questions that were being asked last time, I think that red, if you can call it red pill, blue pill or not, but like I'm a person who I like go off of data. And if there's like data not there, it's not apparent, like I'm gonna try to question it, I'm gonna try to challenge it. Definitely. But I will say that as I've gone on in this journey and I'm having these conversations with different women or men that I'm like real blue pill, I feel as though I've been doing a better job at really understanding their viewpoint and then hitting them with the real. You see what I'm saying? So it's been coming across probably a little bit more, but like, hashtag progress over perfection. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just working on that journey of getting even better. You know what I mean? So, but I appreciate you recognize that, Rand.
Definitely appreciate that, fam. We got a super chat right off the back from my brother Ill Wheels. Salute
Ill Wheels.
Wheels says, I'm out and about eating lunch, but let's get it going. Good to see my brothers in the building, and it's good to be in the building. It's good to see you, brothers. So, we like to start with some news items. We're gonna just get one since we got some great guys on the panel today, some excellent YouTubers. So we're not gonna go too long with the news stuff. Basically, I just got one statement. As we know, this coronavirus seems to be becoming more and more of a thing. So my question to you guys in the chat room, you can simply put yes or no. And to the guys on the panel, have you guys been taking any extra precautions because of the coronavirus? And I've heard that a lot of food items, also things like hand sanitizer, has been hard to find because people have been buying things. Oh, my question is, have you all changed anything? And then the second part of the question, do you think this will eventually become a global pandemic? I'll let you take that first, Brother Ohim, then we'll go to Solo, then MTR.
Well, I definitely have been mindful of it. I really, I'm gonna tell you my theory on this. I think some individuals have worked to slow China down because these dudes are like becoming unstoppable in terms of economics and stuff. So I think this was a controlled, pandemic. But I think that I haven't really changed up anything. I mean, I'm a single man. I ain't got too much to worry about. So, I keep the normal stock, but if I feel like it's getting crazy, I'll change it up, So that's about it.
What about you, Brother Solo?
Ain't nothing changed, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I might wash my hands more. No, nothing really changed. So,
I see.
Still doing with snow bunnies. Ain't nothing changed.
No change with the snow bunnies, huh?
Riding them slopes.
Nothing changed.
What about you, MTR? You made
Man, so I'll be honest. I don't even watch the news, right? I think a lot of it is just fear-based campaign. You know what I mean? So like, I don't even watch the news. It's fear entertainment. I think it's a waste of time. I got more important things to do. But I did a quick Google search to really understand what's the data behind the affliction rates and what's the data behind the death rates. And like, there's a couple of things that I looked up in case you guys want to indulge. So in China, 80% of the cases are mild, 15% severe, 5% critical, and 0 kids under 9 years old have died. 1 teen has died. And it's around 2% death rate. And this is in China. This is not like, mainland China. They don't have the healthcare that we have over here. So, I say all that to say more people die per year from normal flu.
Yes.
So that's not, so it's not an epidemic when it's normal flu, but because it's like a little bit newer, I honestly think that, the news cycles are just running it through more fear-based campaign, but it's really not that serious. Also, too, I'll be honest, for my own selfish reasons, I've been waiting for the stock market to take a hit so I can go in. So I'm kind of happy.
Go in.
Happy. I just opened up a Vanguard account yesterday. You see what I'm saying?
So, but this is what I learned about it. I learned that basically what happens when you get infected with this coronavirus is that it prevents your lungs from placing oxygen into your bloodstream. So basically your lungs have some nodes at the end that helps oxygen get into your blood. And when the coronavirus attacks, it creates a mucus that blocks the lungs from doing that. So I was fascinated with that, learning about what it actually does. So it does have an effect on much older people because, it's much harder for the body to fight and resist that, So yeah, that was interesting. And then, like you said, Mediocre tutorial. I've been buying my coins. They went down so far. I just started racking up.
Just time.
Yeah, I'm not a stock market dude. I feel like we missed that. That's the old money. I'm into the new money now. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. We'll buy blood red, bro. That's why I go in.
Well, let me ask you this. Solo is into cryptocurrencies too. Has there been any change in the cryptocurrency market? And before you answer that, shout out to Dollar Washer for his super chat. Appreciate you, Dollar Washer. Hey, Dollar Washer, I don't think I've seen you here in a few weeks, if I'm not mistaken. But good to see you again, there, brother. And also, Jeremy Let It says, just supporting the live stream. Thank you all for your content. Have a great and blessed day. Thank you, brother Jeremy, for that super chat. And also, BlackRam 313 is finally on Cash App. Been trying to do this for like 6 months, man. Just procrastination and lazy. So this will be the best way to donate. So the crypto market for Solo and I'm not sure MTR if you into cryptos, but has it had any effect on the cryptocurrency market, this coronavirus?
Yeah, definitely. But before I get into that, my man Derek Ocha, he was asking me if I'm from Southside Queens. Yes, man, I am. I grew up around Hillside and all of that. So yeah, that's me, man. So with this, yeah, definitely, right? Before the coronavirus, we was racking up the money. It was high, right? Solo,
Yeah,
no.
it was at 10,000.
Yeah, we was going crazy. I made a lot of bread the couple of weeks before the coronavirus hit, and then it dropped all the way down. Now, for the new person that enters the market, that scares them because they don't know no better. But
Yeah.
that's the message when it goes down as low as it does. That's the message for you to buy more. So that's when you get all your money together and you buy more, because when it goes up, you make even more. So you just ride the wave. Like right now it's low, but everything's going to come back. You got to be in this for the long term. You can't, if you're trying to make the short-term profits, you might win some, but you're going to lose more than you win. If you in this for the long term, you're going to win. You're going to be much happier. Yeah.
Let's see.
Facts.
Any thoughts on that, Solo?
No, I totally agree. I mean, it was booming. It was going up. You feel me? And now it's gone down. But everybody who has watched my crypto videos, and by the way, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial guru. I'm just simply giving my opinion. But when the market goes down, that's when you copping. You feel me? And then when it goes back up. But yeah, man, I'm copping XRP like crazy as much as I can. So
good one.
Yeah, I want to say like a year ago from today, it was about, for Bitcoin at least, was like 3,300 a coin. Now it's at about 8,500 or so, and it was over 10,000. I want to say last week before like this new update of coronavirus news, because the coronavirus stuff's been on a wave. So still though, it's almost still 3 times as much as what it was a year ago. So I went in I'll keep it funky because this is, black men talking about getting money, about 15K back in 2017 at the absolute worst time. And I put too much in, and I let emotion affect my buying decision. I went in, I felt like I was being left behind. I was going to miss out on the wave, but that's the worst time to get up on the wave, is at the top when it's
exactly
ready to cut. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just hodling right now. You know what I'm saying? If y'all know what that means holding. That means I'm just holding coins now. You know what I'm saying? But I'm starting to reallocate my assets in a way to really like crypto is still so volatile right now. The fact is I think it's going to go up, but what has not proven yet is how at the rate of return that you're going to get from today to 10 years from now, because it hasn't been along that long. Meanwhile, if you look at an index fund over the last 30, 40, 50 years, the average rate of return is like at 10%. And that's been proven over that long period of time. So, I mean, I think there's just different ways to allocate your assets in order to get the most ROI, the most return on your investment, depending on what appetite of risk.
I wouldn't want to put my eggs in one basket. I would want to do index funds. I would want to do cryptos. I would want to do precious metals. I would want to do some of everything. And I've always been the gold, silver guy. I haven't done much lately, but I mean, look how gold has gone up. So I believe in that diversity there.
Now, here's the thing. We with crypto, we're getting to experience what it must have been like when people were basically on the frontier looking for gold, right? So this is that brand new version of money, right? In 10 years, maybe it's going to be the standard. But right now, people are afraid to let go of fiat currency, right? And this is the time for everybody to get in, because if you get in at the ground floor, this is the part that's going to make you a millionaire and possibly a billionaire. If you get in once it's established, you are just a customer. You know what I'm saying? So think about the stock market, right? When the stock market was fresh and it was money to be made and all those people got in, they made their millions and their billions then. That's why you see JP Morgan Chase and, Charles Schwab. These are all the old school dudes that made their money in the 1910s and 20s and stuff. That money still survived today. This is our chance in cryptocurrency. So so basically, like for instance, what they're telling you is that you definitely should be in Bitcoin, but the best money is going to be the altcoins for this second run. Why? Because they're all very low, and they're going to go and they're going to do 100 times, 1,000 times, whatever the case, right? So just like Bitcoin exploded back in 2017, these altcoins are gonna explode. Like I'm looking at, I'm in one right now called Funfair, right? This thing ain't even a penny yet, right? It's not even a penny yet, but they're a gambling site that are basically going through the legal channels, right? And their pitch is they're basically making it fun and fair. So when you go and gamble on their site, you don't have to wait a couple of days or a couple of weeks or a month to get your money. Everything is handled right then and there on the blockchain, right? But they are making deals with Japan and Isles of Man and all over Europe and stuff to make it big. I bought over 2 million of those coins because I'm like, all I need is for this to go up. Yeah, because if it goes to, let's say it goes to 50 cents, how much did I make? I made $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Or for, you know what I'm saying? So this is how you got to think when you buy these coins. So if you in XRP, your goal should be to stack crazy because you want it to go up. You want to make money when it goes up 10 cents. You want to make money when it goes up 20 cents. Right. You don't want to be like, oh, okay, I need this to go up $10 or something. That's what I learned from the stock market, though. Yep.
Yeah. And I'm not sure how much longer you guys want to talk about this. I got just one quick point too.
Let me just get this super chat real quick. Mr. Lawrence 777, he says, salute my brothers. Now is the time to look at cryptocurrencies. Thank you, Mr. Lawrence. Appreciate your super chat, dear brother. Always good to have you here. Jeremiah L with the super chat. He says, are there any cryptocurrency that are addressing the issue workers have with having to wait a full week just to get a paycheck?
XRP.
Marlon Brown with the super chat. Appreciate that. Now go ahead with your statement, MTR.
Yeah. So also real quick. So, when you're thinking about your asset allocation, whether or not you want to go into real estate or the stock market or cryptocurrency, the number one thing that you have to always accept is the level of risk that you're willing to tolerate. The thing is about with cryptocurrency is that there's a lot of people that are going in that don't really understand the level of risk. Also, because it is a type of investment that is not regulated, and there's a lot of Bitcoin enthusiasts that will tell you, well, that's the benefit of it. Right. But in highly unregulated markets, some shit can. Oh, sorry, I can't curse. But some things may come afoot, right? So, like, there's groups that are dedicated of going on a 1%, a cryptocurrency that's worth like a penny, getting an influx of people in it to buy it in these like secret societies, these groups to drive the price up. They all rip out of it a couple of hours later when other people that are unknowing about their scheme start to hop in. The stock market, you can't do that. There's certain regulations that are put into place. So I would say that, when you're really seeing where you should put your asset is what amount of risk that you are willing to take on. And it's especially more risky when you're not understanding all of the nuances in a very new type of market.
Well, that's the thing, right? Of course, the thing you want to do before you invest in any company is you want to look at what the company is, who is the head of it. You want to get all the information possible on it, right? So Solo said XRP. Why is he talking about that? It's because he's looking at the white pages of that company. He sees that they are designed to basically solve that problem that we've had for over 100 years with banks, right? So if you if you go to a bank and you want to deposit $80,000, these dudes will make you wait 2 weeks before that money clears. XRP is here to solve that problem, and they've made a number of strong partnerships with a number of banks. Like Germany is most of their major banks. Like see, Solo is shaking his head because we really into this. We pay attention to this. So yeah, definitely, gentlemen, if you're getting into cryptocurrency, you definitely want to look at the companies that you're looking to invest in. You want to know, like another company I'm in is Tron. And even though Justin's son is a very polarizing individual, he is acquiring a lot of different companies. So he's trying to build the ecosystem to build something up. And that's another reason I invested in that. And of course, XRP and Stellar Lumens, XLM, and all of these different things, I look into them. So yeah, gentlemen, before you throw your money in anything, definitely make sure you pay attention to what the company is doing in their white pages.
Facts.
Facts.
Great.
Totally agree.
And shout out METV. I know you was from Hillside, bro. I'm from Long Island, New York.
Oh yeah,
Long Island.
yeah, man.
Building, huh?
Yeah.
Solo has some New York ties too, correct, Solo?
I got some family out there.
Oh yeah.
All right. New York in the building, right? Bad. Let's get into our main topic of discussion. Is chivalry and traditional dating over in 2020? To kick it off, I got a piece of an article to read too, but I'll make it really, really brief. Let me see which one I want to pull up first. I think I'll try to share the screen and see what's going on. Let's see what I got. Let's see. I'll go with this one. Wait. Okay. Go with this one. 1 second, gentlemen. Let me get this up. Can you all see the screen?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to just start in the middle. It says women can open their own doors, pull out their own chairs, and take care of themselves. Women have argued for years. I'm strong enough to do all these things. Note the woman in the video who identifies herself as such and such. I'm not going to go there. Here go an interesting statement right here. I have to get you all's opinion on this in a second, but not right now. And this statement, as you see on the screen, if you can see it clearly, it says men only changed. Listen to this good. Men only changed because women did. Think about that for a second. That's because men are born. Now this is amazing. Men are born to please women. Modern women don't know this, for they've been conditioned to think of men as oppressors, but it's true. And I'm gonna read a little bit more. And what's to do with guys giving up their seats on the subway? She adds, if you do not give me your seat and I take it, I don't have to talk to you. Please don't talk to me, okay? I got like 20 podcasts, blah, 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 whatever. Let me go down a little bit. Little bit. Bear with me for a second. I think this is enough on that article, but I want to go back to that point about who's born to serve. Now let me get this other one real quick. Let me stop that screen share and let me get another one. So keep that in mind. All right, 1 second. Let me get this other article up real quick. All right. I think that's the right one. Wait. Here we go. And shout out to Alpha Magus for his super chat. Appreciate you, brother. She said, is chivalry dead in this day and age or simply not expected? The question girls have been wondering about for years seems obvious and unfortunately hopeless. Is chivalry dead? Well, of course, it is when a guy doesn't have even to buy a girl dinner before she gives him dessert. We have to talk about that. Expectations, right? I'm sure in the past, chivalry showed a man respect for a woman, but I also bet that men back in the day were doing anything they could in order to win the attention of a woman who was probably not so forthcoming with you know what. This is a PG show. Women are more confident and intimately experienced now and don't wait until a man asks her on a date or even asks her last name for that matter before throwing herself at him. Where are those women at? Because I have not met them. Anyway, in today's society, buying a drink for a woman seems to be equivalent to opening a door or pulling out a chair for women. Strange as it seems, I partially blame women for their lack of chivalry when we see it in men today. We don't expect men to do things for us anymore. And for some women, they even take it as an insult. What guy is going to open a door for you if you turn around with disgust on your face and say, I can do it myself, thank you? Men are confused by our ever-evolving feminist women and don't know when they should when they should be chivalrous or even how to be chivalrous anymore. Complaints here. Now, there are a few points that I want to go back and touch on in that article. However, I'm going to ask a few general questions before we jump back into that. And the question is, before we get into this, just to know where you guys mind at, and also the guys in the chat. Are you all chivalrous in the chat room? Everybody listening, and are you still taking women on dates? You can just put yes or no to the gentlemen who are in the comments section. So let me start off with you, Solo. Do you open doors, brother? Do you pull out chairs? Do you take a woman on a proper date? Are you into courtship, sir?
Courtship?
That's what courtship is. That's all stars with the super chat. He says 2020, get money, kiss your mother, drink water.
Facts.
So,
I'm glad you brought that up, Ram. So, we got to put this into proper context, right? Courtship used to be something that was done where a man and woman would be arranged in a situation where they would end up in marriage, hopefully, right? Mm-hmm. And then modern dating sprung forth from that, but not where, you dated somebody for a relationship or getting married and what have you. But modern dating now is basically, and this is my experience, you may disagree, but now what modern dating has become is you're vetting somebody to smash. You're not even looking for a relationship anymore. And we already know the declining numbers of marriage. That ain't happening. Mm-hmm. So now you're basically going on a date to see if you can smash somebody.
Yes.
Which to me is a waste of time. However, sometimes you have to play the game. And it's weird because I've noticed that I began a thing called NoFap. You guys probably heard of it, right? Mm-hmm. And I noticed that, the longer I've been doing it, all of a sudden, I was going less on dates, and women were more keen to meet up at the spot or,
really,
what have you. However,
you think that was a result of NoFap, though?
Huh?
You think that was a result of NoFap? Maybe they can sense this happening or something?
I don't know. I think what NoFap did is it made me more aggressive with hitting the field and also pursuing women, right? But what I've been doing is I've been vetting women that have a high interest. So that way I don't have to take them on dates to minimize the cost. Now, have I been going on dates? I mean, Ram, I just told you I had a lady that I met for drinks yesterday.
Yes.
After the interview. Mm-hmm. And, then things escalated from there. But if I do go on dates, I try to keep it very, very cheap, because at the end of the day, I don't see the point of. Here's the thing, and I'm about to say something real.
Keep it PG.
Women on dates that are already bunker busting another man.
Yeah. Yes.
You got a dude on deck, and
Facts.
You can on a date.
Facts.
We getting cocked, yo. Like, we taking these women on dates, and she, oh, thank you, Sherman. Thank you, BlackRam, for taking me out to Applebee's. Mm-hmm. And then Pookie and Ray Ray or some other dude is bunker bustering and tearing Shorty up from the back. Like, that is my main issue with dating. That's why I don't do the date thing. I try to minimize it. So I try to meet women at the spot or somewhere economical. And I think that dating now is a joke. It's a joke.
I think so too. Let me get the super chat. BK Standard 88 with the super chat. He says, chivalry can't exist in a world where she is equal. That's something we might want to talk about. Jeremiah L with another super chat. He says, I'd rather court my money. Is that right? At least there's a rate of return. Big facts. And shout out to Soldier of the Most High with nothing to say, but I'll say something to you, Soldier. Thank you very, very much for that awesome super chat. Much appreciated. I have been seeing you in the comment section on my videos, and I thank you for being there. Somebody want to know what NoFap is? I'm going to be PG. Basically, NoFap is when you don't watch a certain type of movie and use your hands. Correct, Solo?
Yes, that's correct.
So NoFap. That's what NoFap is. Keep it PG. MTR. Are you chivalrous? Have you Do you open doors and pull out chairs? And do you court? Do you take a woman on what is called today a proper date, which means the bill going to come back at least $100? Well, you in New York, man, maybe 200 for New York, because I'm sure everything is high in New York. Shout out to Mr. Brown, says keep it casual and occasional. That is the motto, Mr. Brown, for sure. MTR, are you a courtship guy? Are you a dater? Are you taking the women out on dates and wooing and, you know, cuckooing and, you know, all of that other good stuff?
Yes, he is.
All right, so let me hit it like this. Like, you know, we were talking about asset allocation before, and a lot of kind of the focus and the energy that I put into all of that is because I have a goal of being financially independent within the next couple of years, right? I'm 34 right now. You know what I mean? I don't anticipate being 44 and having to work a 9-to-5, right? What's not in my asset allocation is dating at that level. What I tell the folks on my channel is at the absolute most, the first time that you link up with someone, you have to do it at coffee. Coffee. I'm a coffee fan. As you guys see, you know, I live on a city block right here. There's like 15 coffee shops down this block. So not only is it coffee, but then they're going to come meet around where I am. They don't need to know that I live across the street from the coffee shop, but it's going to be of the most general ease to me because my time is valuable. I have things to do, right? Now, at the same token, right, like of the topic of is chivalry dead? I don't think that it's dead. Okay. I think that there's people still around that have, like I had a call earlier today from a subscriber, and this dude was talking about all of the chivalrous things that he's doing in order to overcome the challenge of these women that show him no interest.
No, wait, MTR. I want to know if you can about some of those chivalrous things. Shout out to AM1. He says, salute, brothers. AM1, we got to get you on the show real soon. Appreciate the super chat, AM1. And Kwame Triple X says, I only date women I already, you know what? It's a reward for pleasing Big Dad. MTR, I'm very curious to know. I want to know, man, what are some of, if you can mention it, you don't got to mention the brother's name, I want to put him out there, but what are some of the chivalrous things he's trying to do to win the affections of the modern lady? Yeah,
so like this dude is what you would describe as super blue pill, like super blue pill, in an effect of he doesn't understand that somehow it was fed to him long ago, and we all can probably identify with this, that, you know, you're looking for a challenge. You're looking for someone to try to convince because you consider them the prize or you consider them worthy. Meanwhile, you're not considering yourself worthy. So we get these things kind of put within our minds as to say, these are the things in order to get this person who's yay on high to look down on me and consider me to be worthy of her, right? So then he walks on the sides of the street. He's paying obscene amounts of money, what I would consider obscene amounts of money for people that he does not know.
Can you give us an amount? We don't know the brother. Just give us an amount.
Yeah. It was enough. Trust me. All right. So
come on, man.
I mean, he's dipping into the 80s, 90s, and 100s. You see what I'm saying? And
is that once or is that consistently?
That's at one given time. That's at one time.
Son of a bitch.
And you know, and METV, you know, in New York, that's easy. That's easy. Like back in the old days, dinner for two, drinks, what have you. Like that's low. That's on the low end in New York. But there's a lot of dudes that feel like they have to do all of that in order to get that end result. Now, to just conclude, I don't want to take all the time. Here's what I told him. Never in my history of the knowledge that I know did I not do chivalry and not get exactly what I wanted. And it blew his mind because he thought that these were the components that are needed in order to get in there, or get the viscosity, as I like to call it on my channel. But it's not. Anytime that I put chivalry yay on high because I thought she was a baddie, you know, and these are the things that, you know, my mom told me to do. Facts. It ended in the terrible, like in the worst situation, you know, when she felt like she was on top, when she felt like she was the prize and I was trying to elevate to be on her level.
Didn't I say that last week, Ram? I said any situation where I was not invested, those were the best situations I ever had. Anytime that I thought that I was going to follow this love BS, that's when it all went wrong, yo. Telling you.
Facts. Facts.
We got out today's sponsor today.
Today's show is sponsored by Kevin Levere. RPP episode 20 is brought to you by brother Kevin Levere. Thank you, brother Kevin.
Shout out, Kevin.
Also, thank you for becoming a Patreon as well, brother. I appreciate that. Brother Kevin always showing up and showing out, man. Deep appreciation for such a thing. Kevin is definitely with that bag, ain't he?
Mm-hmm. You can tell Kevin Levere is single. Only single men have money like that. You know?
Are you single, Kev? Oh man.
That dude enjoying life, man.
And that's what it's all about, right? We get a couple of other super chats. Larry, 45 ACP. I know what that is. He says feminism killed it. Indeed, my brother talking about chivalry. AM1 with another super chat. He says, and this is a good point right here. We're gonna have to talk about this. He says, why pay to get to know a stranger? Big facts, man.
Big facts.
Again, another big shout out to the brother Kevin Levere, brother KL. This show has been brought to you today, sponsored by him. And also a super chat from my dear brother, a beloved brother who needs no introduction per se, although he's not on the show. But in the chat room, we have my brother Affy Kingdom, my brother with much love. He says, shout out to the panel. Special shout out to Today First, the Godfather, and Solotv84.
Shout out to Affy
in the chat, and salute to you, brother Affy. Always good to see my brother here. Ohim, were you speaking? I don't know if I cut you off or not, but you were about to speak on something.
Oh no. I was just making that comment to agree with Mediocre tutorial.
I bet. The question to you then. Are you chivalrous, brother? I mean, when was the last time you took a woman out on a date, pulled out a chair, cut her food up for her, rubbed her feet, paid the whole bill, including tip? And you in New York too, so that's pretty expensive for you. In Minnesota and in Chicago, it's expensive, but it ain't as expensive. But we know New York prices are a special kind of price. When was the last time you've been chivalrous? And take it easy on me, Ohim. I know you might mess me up.
Yeah, now I can't remember the last time I did like a date thing. Like all of my things were guaranteed, but it's like I would say, like the last time I went out for some drinks, I was out with this chick, and me and her was kicking it, and she was letting me know in there that she didn't have any panties on.
Oh,
so so you already knew. You know what's crazy? The crazy shit, like, yo, y'all already know how hard it is to find parking in NYC. So we went to her crib, and she was like, listen, if you find parking, we good. But if not, you just gonna have to see me another time. And man, when we pulled up to her crib, it was a parking space big enough for an airplane, yo. I was like, the man upstairs. Yeah, man. But yeah, man, y'all already know how I feel about this, man. I think every dime, because see, here's the thing. Back when we were younger, women were hard to come by, right? I mean, you had to go meet parents. You had to, it was just, I mean, if you was able to touch some buns, you was the man. Like this was,
you were considered lucky, right?
Exactly. So, basically women at that time were raised to protect their chastity and respect themselves. But in today's society, there's not a dude listening to this program that can't get access to a woman. Like
that's what the article mentioned. He said that it's pretty much no reason to be chivalrous because the women are going trying to be PG, going right away.
Exactly. So they're giving themselves away for free. So that's like why would you pay for something that's free? Like I don't understand that.
Well,
It's not-
let me interject this real quick, because you know we're dealing with the succubus. You know we're dealing with the American female. Now check this out, gentlemen. This is the traditional dating style of the modern female. Now, although, as you mentioned, Ohim, that there's no more chastity, they're not holding out. But we know, fellas, we know this, and you guys in the chat, we know that your average 35, 40-year-old who's been with Pookie, Ray Ray, and Thuggo had the V blown out. She gets to the point now where, although she's had the one-nighters after the club, although she's had the friends with benefits multiple times, although she didn't require commitment or chivalry from anyone else, we know that the modern female gets to a point to which she believes that she's supposed to get all of the chivalry, all of the courtship, all of the goodies that she's never had. In other words, when she's hit the wall, as Quasi said, after she's been ran through, now she wants to redeem herself with the so-called lames to get what she's never got before.
Yep.
Thoughts and comments on that, brother?
I mean, we know what's going on, right? I won't say any names. Although, Ram, if you want me to, I will. But I won't say no names. But there's been a particular movement that has gained a lot of traction in social media, known as the Level Up Movement. Secure the bag. Secure the bag. You feel me? And the problem with that movement is you have a bunch of has-been post-walled women who all of a sudden wake up one day while they still have, Pookie and Ray Ray semen juice running down their thigh from the night before. They all of a sudden they wake up one day and decide, I want to be taken care of. I want somebody to do for me. But by that time, it's too late. You got 3 kids by 3 different baby daddies. You already been on the Maury show for the last baby like 3 times. And now all of a sudden, because reality hits women when they get to a certain age, and they got to realize that they don't have any, they got to take care of these kids. And taking care of children is not an easy task, right? But they realize, you know what? I want a man to provide for me. I'm looking for somebody to provide for me. And this is one of the reasons, Ram and Ohim and MTR, you talk about this all the time, because me and you, we talk about these particular females, is you have these hypergamous female dating coaches on YouTube in the last 3 years that have become extremely popular. And who is their main audience? It's women in their mid to late 30s, these post-walled women who, all their stories are similar. Oh, my baby daddy's a dusty. He doesn't do anything for me. He doesn't pay the rent. He's a dusty. But he wasn't a dusty when you let him smack it from the back. You know what I'm saying? When he was smashing it from the back, he wasn't a dusty. But all of a sudden now he's a dusty because he's not providing. And then you think that you deserve a guy who's a millionaire or a dude that's rich because what? You have a vajayjay? Come on. You know what I'm saying? And so there's a lot of delusion going on with this particular level up movement. Like maybe for chickas 21, 25, okay, whatever. But by the time you're 35, you got 3 kids around. Shaniqua from the block, she's 280. She her arms are, she probably got bigger arms than I do. And her gut is the size of the Michelin tire man.
Hogan pythons, right?
It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Yeah. I think, feminism is probably the best thing that has ever happened to men, right? And the reason I say that is because what it did was it actually exposed female nature. It actually made us realize that, we spent an entire lifetime being lied to, right? So when you look at, me and Ram was talking about this on the show last week, the concept of love, right? This was a lie that was basically pushed on us as men, because love is an irrational emotion. It makes you do irrational things, and foolish behaviors, right? Whereas respect is something that has to be earned. It makes you pay attention. It makes you aware, and it keeps you focused. And we spent a lifetime believing in this concept of love and losing, right? We love that woman and we have children with her, and we don't even see the hustle that she wants to lock us in with children. She wants to make sure we get the house. Oh, the coach is in the house. What up, coach?
Yes, sir. What up, coach? Thank you for that super chat, brother. Since you mentioned it, let me go and read his super chat again. Also, thanks to E-Roll1 with his super chat. Appreciate you, brother. E-Roll, appreciate that. So we have Coach Greg Adams in the building, and I'm sure everybody who's anybody, if you watch YouTube, you know who Coach Greg Adams is. Appreciate the super chat, Coach. Coach Greg Adams says, I don't pay to entertain adults. The best interactions with women are free. If you are paying, she is using you. Absolutely. Shout out to this panel and shout out to you, Coach Greg Adams. Appreciate you being in the building, brother.
Facts. We need you on the show to discuss your new book, Coach.
Absolutely, Coach. I'm gonna try to get you on real soon, brother.
So what I was saying was that concept of love has been killing us, and that's connected to chivalry and all of these different types of behaviors, because all of that was based on that concept of love. You pull out the chairs and you be respectful. And, you know, to be real with you, there was a time when women were worthy of that. Their behaviors, you know, basically said that they were worthy of that. But the thing that happened for men with feminism is we learned how to adapt to their behaviors. So think about what we were just talking about at the beginning of the show. We're talking about investments, right? These are things that men would not entertain 20, 30 years ago because they were focused on that family or getting that house with the picket fence or buying that family van, you know, things that basically took away from their wealth. They had to, you know, they were thinking about getting an extra shift at their job and things like that. But what are men thinking about today? They're thinking about traveling. They're thinking about investments. They're thinking about, you know, doing, working on projects and things that benefit them. MTR, he's trying to retire before he's 40. These are things that would have never been possible had it not been for feminism. Because what did women like? Think about what feminism did as far as exposing the level of intelligence women have. A woman says, I'm not going to make a sandwich for my man because that's oppressive. That's patriarchy, right?
Wow.
Right.
But what I will do is I will get a 9-to-5 job at Subway or McDonald's or Wendy's and make sandwiches for thousands of people.
Woo, the logic, right?
Like, what? You know what I'm saying? So she doesn't want to. Yeah, go ahead, man.
I got another one for you. How about this? Let me get this super chat real quick. Real Knight, he says, and thanks for the super chat, brother. He says, Ram, if divorce rates so high between men and women, why are people so concerned about what who's are doing? Baffles the mind. That's a great point. Appreciate that, brother. And Man Friday with the super chat, he says, these post-wall females have overplayed their hand. It's time to save your real money for international dating only. Hashtag passport game. And that's the truth. How about this, Ohim and Solo and MTR? Get your thoughts on this. How about this? I'm sure you heard this, right? A woman wouldn't give her man money because she just doesn't feel that that's right. No money. She won't go in her pocket and give cash. Or how about this? She won't give her man a monthly stipend, right? She won't do that. If a man asks her, hey, baby, can you give me about $50 a month? I got a job, but can I get $50 or $100 from you a month, $200 for a month? She'll say, no, of course. She said, that's weird. What kind of man are you asking me for $100, $150, $200, $50, even $10 a month? She'll have a problem with that, right, Ohim?
Nope.
She'll have a problem with that, right, Solo, MTR? But guess what? She'll give the pastor tithes every month. But the man who will protect her, right? She won't give him anything every month. But she'll give pastor 10% of her income and offerings and free will offering and goodwill offering and anniversary and building fund offering. Amazing, isn't it? The hypocrisy, right?
Thanks.
Anybody want to have any thoughts on that?
MTI, I'm gonna let you go first on that one, bro.
Yeah, I think you know, people just got to do a way better job at, you know, understanding who they are, where they are, and where they're trying to go. I think that, sure, you know, there's components of feminism that are going to be driving us apart. At the same time, I like that I have this new view on what are the things that I have to do to be my most happiest self. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So like, irrespective of, you know what I mean, what I've been fed and what I've been told, in terms of what are the things that I need in my life to be happy. And listen, you know, at 34, I still get shamed that I don't have children from women. You know, I get shamed that, you know, they come up and they like, oh, you're not in a relationship yet. But the assumption is, this is, you know, being in that matrix, is that I want a relationship, or that I'm not my most happiest self right now, or that I have a lot of things that I want to do and I want to accomplish. So I can't do that as quickly as if you are here wasting my time, or if I have kids to take care of from both a time and a monetary perspective, right? Mm-hmm. So it has allowed me to like really hone in and really think about, okay, got you. I see what else is going on out here in the world, and irrespective if they 35 and they about to hit a wall, or they 22 and they don't want to cook, it's like, what are the things that I'm doing to make sure that my level of happiness is maintained, so I'm hitting the goals that I want to reach? Because I'm not in this mindset that you necessarily need someone else next to you in order to be your most happy. But go back and answer your original point. It's people are just stuck, and they're just on the hamster wheel of life without looking left, without looking right, and really assessing the BS that's fed to them, you know, which is why, like, I feel like it's imperative. You know what I'm saying? I know this is a dude space, you know, but on my channel, you know, I talk to women too, and we talk about these topics because I want to bring out in there from them. Have you ever really thought about what feminism is? And I got like a video on toxic masculinity I did like a month and a half ago. And it's just crazy to me that once they get out their echo chamber, once they get out of other people that take the sound bites and make it sound good, and they really and they throw it up in the air, and we're sitting here having a conversation with someone with a much different perspective, and then we put it out here on video in the court of public opinion. Mm-hmm. Some of them learn. Some of them are so on the other side of it that they don't want to put on this. They don't want to hear. They don't want to listen. This, that, and the third. However, what I've learned throughout doing all these videos is that, you know, our minds are so malleable. You see what I'm saying? Our minds are just so malleable. We are hit with, if we don't have good deflectors and blockers of the bullshit so I apologize for keep cursing. If we don't have good deflectors of all this information that's hitting us, we can let nefarious intentions come into our mind and change how we make decisions. And I think the same thing has happened on the other side of the court, especially when they get all of these uneven benefits from a particular movement, i.e. feminism.
Mm-hmm. I got a question for you guys. So I think, I'm not sure about if you even deal with women anymore, Ohim, but Solo talked about, you know, the NoFap and women he's talked to. So let me ask you guys this. Do you have a process, even though it's not necessarily chivalry, courtship, or traditional dating, do you all have a process of going about meeting women, getting to know a woman before you are to, you know, take her off to go and, as Coach Greg Adams would say, to do the monkey double backflips? Do you have a process, Solo? I'm gonna start with you.
Yeah, I've got a process. So
A to Z, and of course PG, brother. Of course PG.
Of course, I got you. So, like I said, so first of all, for those who are not familiar with me, my name is Solotv84. Once again, so what I like to do, right, Ram? This is nothing new to you, but to people that don't know me, is I like to do 6 months exit sabbaticals of what I call monk mode, and basically that's when I'm not even dating. I'm focused on my purpose, whether that's me doing videography, you know, YouTubing, working, hitting the gym, doing that. However, I've been back in the field, as we like to say, since September, and God, it's nothing but carnage out there. It's terrible. But my process since NoFap has been very meticulous, and I've slipped up a bit because you know, what happens is, you know, you get that thunder down under. You feel me? So, you know, like I may be in my 30s, but I feel like I'm 25 again. Facts. So the process is simple. If I'm talking to multiple women, I don't care how hot the women are in regards to the interest level, right? So what I'm saying is, if the hottest woman has the lowest interest, I'm not going to focus on her the most because her interest level is low. I'm focusing on the women with high interest levels.
Right.
Why is that? Because you want to strike while the iron is hot, like the PUAs used to say, right? You want to strike while the iron is hot, and that's what I'm doing. I'm dealing with women that have high interest, women that are ready to go, that are ready to meet. So basically what I do is, we live in a modern era where women's attention spans are shorter than a hamster. You know what I'm saying? That's the brain capacity most of them have anyway. So the reality is, what I try to do is I try to meet these women right away and do what I got to do. You feel me? Whether that is bunker busting with the force of 50,000 Ironmans or what have you. But my process is very, very simple. I try to meet these. See, all this, I know, and I'm not a dating coach, but I know a lot of people be like, oh, text her on XY day and then call her on this day and wait 2 weeks to me. No. F all that. If a woman really likes you, she going, fam. She'll go the same night. Facts. I've had women, Ram, that I met on the dating app at 10 a.m. in the morning on a Sunday. And by 10 p.m., she was laid out on my couch with her bonbons in my mouth. Keeping it PG. So what I'm saying is that you want to strike while the iron is hot. This whole like, no, I'm not that guy. I'm not gonna do that. No, F all that. Unless you're looking for something else. You know what I mean? Now, the reality is, though, you have to be careful with some of these women, because if they come to your house, some of them might be crazy. True. So you got to be careful. You feel me? And I'm just being honest. The game is not for the faint-hearted. I'm not telling you it's all kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya, you know what I'm saying? So I got to keep it 100 with you guys, because if you have a chick here and she telling you her thought stories and crying about how she had a threesome the night before at a club, that might happen. It has happened.
Did you say telling you her thought stories, Solo?
Yeah. You've never had a chick tell you her thought stories?
Yes.
You know, tells you I'm just looking for a guy that likes me. I'm just tired of being such a permit. You'd be like, it's okay, baby. Just suck it a little bit. Just, kiss it.
And even that's game, fam. Even that's game. She trying to see if you a sucker and if you gonna go for that. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But I was just talking to my man earlier, and he's in Miami, and he's into the adult entertainment life. Like, he goes to those adult parties, if you know what I'm talking about. He said, because basically he was a married dude. He was married twice. You know what I'm saying? So he basically had the crash course on how women really are. Now he lives in Miami as a single man, and he goes to those adult parties, and that's how he moves with his, because there's no dating involved. You go there, either y'all feeling each other, you're not. Something's popping off there. Everybody get their experiences. Everybody goes home. You ain't got to worry about that. So that's what he's into now, So that might be the next step for all of us, actually, because
you know what? I want you to explore that for a minute, because I'm actually the same question like Solo. Real quick, Mr. Masha, with the first person to donate to the Cash App. I believe that's Masha, the producer. Appreciate that Cash App, brother. And Art of War says, I'm 23. Most of the females my age already had a kid or more. True. I'm either not broke or thuggish enough. You know what? That's a point I always like to talk about. To attract the females I like, or don't have enough money and status. I'm also introverted. Now, listen, I can't say for all of us, but that is the story for many of us.
Facts.
We'll explore that as well in a minute. So, Ohim, you talked about, of course, the parties. Do you have a process? Like, if you meet a woman, or if you even, are you even down? I mean, we're not going to say the word MG, you know what the rest, we want to say that word. But are
Mhm.
you like maybe a monk, maybe? Are you leaving it alone? Do you have a process? Are you still open? If so, if you are still open, do you have a process like Solo?
I'm not a monk, but I am bored,
Oh,
like
that's interesting.
it's basically like, listen, man, the things that I have done and have been able to do, it's like, where do you go from there? I mean, like, it's just like, I'm not even, I mean, put it like this. There was a time when being with two women at a time was like my ultimate dream.
Mhm.
Now it's just Tuesday.
Oh,
You see what I'm saying?
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, the things
Uh,
that I have done and have been able to do. I'm telling you about my man in Miami that has those parties. And what is he doing? He's telling me to come through because that's guaranteed. It's assured. Like, these are the levels that we have graduated to. Like, it was a time when you were just happy touching some breasts.
mhm.
And now it's just like, she could be naked and you like, nah, you're not my type. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can push them away. So, and all of this came from the experiences that we had learning about female nature for real, right? So when you hear, like, going back to the topic, when you hear women talking about like, for instance, the woke women, the feminist women, right? They have a certain number of guys out there with them holding up the signs, but they're not having sex with those dudes. They're sleeping with dudes like us,
Mhm.
right? So think about that. They got this dude out there. He's holding the sign up with her. He's talking about, equal rights for women and all of that. And then she watching videos like ours and cursing us out, but she's sleeping with dudes like us.
Mhm.
So what does that say about her mentality and her belief? These are all SHIT tests, and I think the dudes that join these chicks in it, they just failing hard. So I just, I'm just bored at this point. I just, I'm okay to just sit down and relax. But but that's the unintended consequences of having easy access to things like that. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Julian Kerr with the super chat. He says, shout out to Solo. I found out about Thailand from your video with #1 master teacher. Went out there last month. Really, Julian? You didn't tell us about it, huh? And he said, and it was epic. Laugh out loud. Hashtag passport gang.
Yo, Quasi Mutambe, he basically speaking to it. You see, at 5:08 p.m., he basically spoke to it. He know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Yeah. So once you have those experiences, man, like, even normal is not good enough. If a chick is not talking about she about to, do some magic tricks and make your Johnson disappear, you're not interested. You don't even want to have the conversation. Like, so I don't know, man. I'm just bored. That's all.
oh, wow. Shout out
Solo
to
know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I got you, fam. I get you.
Shout out to my brother, the last Crucible in the building. Good to see you here, brother. MTR. Before I get there, we got Larry 45 ACP with the super chat. He says, how bad is Europe compared to America? I guess I don't know if we have any European travelers on this show right now, but we'll probably talk about that. MTR, do you have a process? Do you have a process of getting to know someone?
So real quick, so I've been to hashtag passport game. I've been to about 12 countries in Europe.
Oh, okay, my
That's
man.
what's up.
Yeah, I've also been to Thailand as well, and I know exactly what Julian is talking about. And I'm planning on going to Colombia for my 35th coming up here in June.
What you gonna do there in Colombia?
Listen, we're gonna, you know,
Yeah.
chilling. We're gonna be chilling.
Like you gonna be freaking down there. We know. We know. We know what you gonna
So
do.
what I say about Europe real quick. So I think a lot of the mindsets are pretty much the same. Like I see like a lot of comments in the channel talking about, yo, you know, you got to go international. I think like it's similar here as it is over there when it comes to a lot of the mindsets. But at the same time, one of the big things that I see that's different over there, and y'all might say is petty or what have you, but their diets. Their diets are so different. You know, in America, you know, 1 in every 3 is obese. You know, so like when you go to Europe or if you go to Canada, the women are generally more beautiful, but I think it's because there's less of them that are overweight. So that's one of the big differences. So really in you have a bigger amount, a bigger pool, you know, to choose from, in my opinion, that I would actually even be attracted to. But what was your question again, Ram?
He was just asking, oh yeah, do you have a dating process?
So as far as the process, like I'm really not even like my thing is I touched on it a little bit earlier, like it's coffee, it's not dinner, it's not, you know, all of these, you know, money driven and time driven things. Like if it's coffee, it might be a brunch coffee. So then like I can determine at a certain time, you know, that if it's worthy for her to continue to take up my time. But, you know, I say this on the channel as well, is like, you know, they have to be within your program. They have to be on board for what it is that you're trying to do. You see what I'm saying?
MT, I got a question.
What's up, bro?
Chick to coffee, and then she gets like one of those fancy bagels with bacon in it and all of that. You pay for that too?
The coffee shops that I'm going to don't do any of that. So that's not even on the menu.
Okay, you know, yeah.
It's coffee and tea. We're not going out to that one. We're not going out to that one.
You ain't taking them to Starbucks then. All right,
nah, bro. Nah.
No Starbucks.
No, there's no Starbucks over here. Like I'm living there.
If I come down there, you got to take me. Like, if it ain't Starbucks, fam, I ain't going. Facts.
Listen, man, you can go on your goddamn I ain't treating your bougie. You know what I mean? Solo bougie TV.
Come out with him, Ram. See how he treat me?
Bougie TV, and I'm the light skinned one. He always had these light skinned jokes.
He the light skinned.
Listen, but then you know, to conclude, like honestly, like so much of my days are so wrapped up into building, like and creating. Right, like you know, I wake up in the morning. I go to work. I have a 9 to 5. I do that. I go straight to the gym. After I come back from the gym, I'm up either editing photos or editing videos. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's so much of my time that's just dedicated towards building up myself. You know, so literally, and this is like 7 days a week. I try to take off on some days. Like usually Sundays, I try to like chill. But even now, like I'm even thinking about extra work that I could do, or even try to think about outsourcing as I'm trying to build over here. But at the same time, like I am ever more in terms with that. No matter how much that I try to date, like a lot of that is really just a waste of time, because often they don't need that requirement. That like they don't need to be dated. And I'm talking about, this is from 9s, 10s, 8s, 7. Like I've seen it all. I've seen it all.
Are we talking Idaho 9s and 10s or Miami?
Listen. I'm talking Midwestern 9s and 10s, which in New York that's like an 8. That's
I got
8. So yeah, I've seen it all. And like honestly, like you know, I run the cost benefit analysis in my mind. Like you know, what really like me taking her out, like what really benefit is that going to give me? Because honestly, like similar to what METV was saying, I've done so much, like I've experienced so much. And like, and at a certain time, like you really get to a point in your mind and you're just like, yo, what's the value of this extra bit of conquest? Like what really is the outcome? You know, meanwhile, I could be using that time to build myself, to research a new investment opportunity, to research some crypto, you know, research some real estate, you know, and then make action onto that. So like I'm not the MGT, that word. I'm not going to continue to say that because they demonetize that word all across.
Thank you. Exactly.
I'm not that, but what I say is that I am really specific with what I do with my time. And for right now, that's not what I commit any of my time to.
Gentlemen, did you hear what MTR said? He said cost benefit analysis.
Facts.
You see, now that's what I'm saying, right? Now, when you look at what you are losing as opposed to, because think about what you're saying, Ram.
Yeah.
We spoke about this before. When you talk about going on a date, you might get you a new outfit, you might get a new pair of kicks, you might go get a cut, you might go get your car clean, get some gas, right? You might go. No, it's just listen, man.
You get ready.
Yeah, right. You go, now you taking her out to eat, right? So you got to go pick her up. So you wasting gas on that. Then you got to take her to the wherever you're going to eat. Then you got to pay for what you guys are going to eat. If you take her to the hotel, you paying for that. If you take her back to the crib, you paying for that in cash. And if you and then you got to drop her back off, and then you got to come back home. You all you got was the smash, but she got all this other stuff out of you. It would have been cheaper to pay one of these thoughts on Cash App, knock that out real quick, and be done with it. You know what I'm saying?
You get your time back.
Exactly. Shout out to Goshen, the other sponsor of this program.
Goshen always coming, man, and shutting it all the way down.
Sheesh. That's love right there.
Man, the love, man. The
you
love.
Single dudes, man.
Yeah, so
single man power.
And I want to be clear too. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that I don't date doesn't mean that women aren't around. Like I want to keep that funky. I just think that there's not a requirement. Like they don't require it like they did a couple of decades ago. It's not a part of the prerequisite. So it's like, well, why do it? Just like chivalry, why do it if when you don't do it, they don't respect you any less? They're told to, but in actuality, if you rely in developing your why, your meaning, holding your frame, developing your masculinity, they respect that without a doubt, infinitely more, exponentially more. You know what I'm saying? But for the date, like, I don't know, like it's not making a lot of sense, especially when, like Solo pointed out earlier, you got channels that are dedicated to tricking y'all into dates, relationships for your assets, for your money, like legit. And if you go, I'm not gonna say any names because I want to hype they channel up. But if you go into their chats, you'll literally see women writing down into their chat box, hey, listen, I just met a dude. He makes only about $80,000 a year. Is this enough to get married? Literally in their chats over and over and over again, multiplied by this idea of feminism. You know, one of the most damaging things is when you consider people can use a term such as microaggressions, right? As a way to separate men and women even further, right? So like a microaggression might be, for those that may not know, you know what I'm saying? Like you holding a door open for a woman, and because in her mind, she feels like, oh, he must think that I can't hold the door open for myself. It is therefore a microaggression. And, you know, or saying, excuse me, miss. And then that's assuming that she's not a missus. That's a microaggression. And all of these little feminist talking points and nuances that I'm not intending on being having an aggressive tone with you, but some either news article or some left-wing history professor told you that you should be upset about that. It's utterly weird to me. Like, and it's all of these different components together that I'm just like, I'm good. I'm a build on my experience and see the world, and you know what I'm saying, and just have fun with those that are not requiring all of these extra things.
Yo, can I ask y'all a question?
What's up, bro?
Yeah.
Ohim, let me ask you all this question.
Hey, Solo, before you do that, let me get a couple of these.
Oh, my bad, Ram. I thought you left for a second. Okay, go ahead.
Let me appreciate that, brother. Taking over for a brother.
Solo's about to take over.
Let's go.
Let me get a couple of these super chats real quick. Let me go back up and find a few. I'm gonna talk about Goshen and Nomadic Cry in a minute. Barry CEO with the super chat. Appreciate that, Barry. He says modern women want traditional privileges, but don't give men traditional treatment. Absolutely. Because they no longer live by traditional standards. Think about that. Men are simple, not stupid. We've adapted to much harsher environments than this one. Goshen shut me down, but let me go with Man Friday real quick. Man Friday with the super chat, he says, yo, the love these brothers have on this channel is phenomenal. Absolutely, Man Friday. So Goshen shut down the show. So it's customary. We had Kevin Levere shut down the show earlier. Now we have Goshen. And let me tell you something else about Goshen. Real quick, let me tell you something about Goshen. Now, Goshen is a mystery, but I know a little something about him. Goshen never shows his face. Nobody knows who Goshen is, but I'll say this. I was doing, I thought about the brother the other day. I'm like, man, this brother really donate, man. Not to me, but some other people. So I'm like, man, that name Goshen sounds familiar. And what I found out is that Goshen is the name of a place in Egypt where the children of Israel went to hide out at. And that's definitely an Israelite brother. Brother Goshen, thank you so much, man. Just want to let you know you had crossed my mind the other day, and I had to mention that I actually went and said, hey, you know what? Because that name sounds so familiar. Let me figure out something about Brother Goshen. And true to form, man. I appreciate you, Brother Goshen, always coming in and always dropping this cash, man. Shalom, brothers, he says, date at your own peril.
Facts.
So thanks again, Brother Goshen, right? And also, we have a brother who is no stranger to this channel. The brother Nomadic Crier. Let me get his donation and put that up on the screen. Nomadic Crier came through and shut it down. Nomadic Crier has been rocking with me for a minute, brother. All I can say is, damn, bro.
Oh no, you got 3? Oh
yeah.
wow. Wow.
Damn, bro. And Nomadic Crier, thank you, man. Wow. I mean, this March 1st, y'all are showing out today. Damn it. You know what? Just a moment of silence, man, for all of this love. It's more than just the money, man. It's the love, man.
Mm-hmm.
Nomadic Crier says fire conversation, brothers. Wow. I can't thank you guys enough, man. Man, this is just much appreciated, man. Goodness gracious. And man, I'm getting Solo and O'Shea money now, man. Again, thank you guys. And we have Black Granite 33 with the super chat. He says, God always raises up a standard against evil. MG, you know the rest, is checkmate. Mighty men will come forth from you know what. Thank you, brother, for that super chat, man. Thank you for the love. Much appreciated. Goodness gracious, man. Let me just get a 5-second moment of silence, man, in honor of you guys just dropping this love, man. I'm so outdone. I got to be quiet for a few seconds. So give me a second.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second over here. Let me give me 5 seconds, brother. Let me just give 5 seconds, man. This is amazing for me. Whew. Thank you, dear brothers. You know, I had to turn off the camera because I didn't want to be a man smiling and all.
I'm going 5 days next week.
and AM1 also with another super chat. Let me get what our brother AM1 said. He says, AM1 says, this is extremely highbrow, high level info here. Brothers really need to support this stuff. Can really save a lot of time, like save you a lot of time and headache. Shout out to the brother AM1. Thank you, dear brother. I think it's well, let me get these last few smiles out real quick before I turn this camera back on. Sorry to interrupt the flow, man, but goodness gracious. I just appreciate the love, family.
Yeah, I'm like, sis, they dropping so much change. I'm putting up the Patreon channel. You guys definitely join that.
Drop your link to your channel too if you can, dear brother.
Hey, facts.
That.
Ram.
Yes, sir.
Ram, you know how we do. You gonna ask the question, but you got to answer it too. What's your? Yeah, you know
you, only you, man.
I gotta bring it back.
Only you will put the the light back on me.
Yeah. Gotta bring it back to the dope.
I'm very pragmatic, just like you are, brother Solo, and I kind of follow the same thinking. Mr. Brown with the super chat, he says, "You deserve it, Ram 100." Thank you, dear brother.
Thanks.
Thank you. Real practical, man. Here's how I do it. If I meet a woman, I'm gonna talk to her on the phone for about a week. After the week, I'm gonna mention meeting her in person, whether I meet online or in person. I'm gonna say, let's go to a coffee shop. Just like MTR, I'm not gonna take her to one of those coffee shops that's bougie, that has all of these treats and trinkets, and you can buy sandwiches. It costs about $8.50 for a slice of bread and a piece of meat, and for a slice of cheese added. Soup with it, right? The soup is gonna cost an extra $8.99. I'm strictly to a coffee shop, and guess what? I'm not going to no restaurant so we can get drinks. I'm not going to a bar because drinks at the bar get really expensive.
They do.
$5.40 for a latte. So after the latte, after talking to her for a week, I'll talk to her for yet another week. Now we got 3 weeks in. Yet another week. And then the 4th week, right? I will invite her over to my place. Let me sing a song. Come on over. Come on over to my place. So I'm getting her over to the crib. And guess what? If she says no, I respect the HO. And the next meeting, if I like her enough, if she's cute enough, we'll meet in the park and go for a walk. Then if after that, she doesn't want to come by, I leave her alone. But if she comes by after that, man, I'm going to shoot my shot at the underclothes. And if she doesn't go the first time, I might invite her over a second time. If after that she doesn't go, I am simply done with her. Period. I have no time to chase. I have no time to pursue. I have no time to woo. This is the age that we living in. Real quick, Mike M with the super chat. He says too much of toxins will eventually impact the environment. NASA has determined the nitrogen dioxide and pollutants may have created the coronavirus. I'm not really buying that. Feminine is a cause of decreased motive to date. The environment matters. Oh, he's matching that with the environment. Appreciate that, brother. I had missed him at first, but absolutely, man. I agree with definitely with the corona. I'm not sure. And another super chat from Eel Wills once again. He says, I can't help with the wrench today, but here is something for the tip jar again. Appreciate the Ill Wills. He says, Brother Ohim and BlackRam, we've got love for you. As the day is long, keep dropping the gems. Y'all make a brother want to quit his day job for sure.
Yo, Ram. We got to discuss this, bro.
Go ahead, brother.
You basically gave us a month, man.
Yeah, you know what? Let me tell you why I can do that. Because first of all, I'm dealing with other women on a regular. So that's number one. Number two, all women who come into my world are on the back burner. They're on all the way at the back until they literally work their way up front. I'm not thirsty, right? I can put the vag on the back burner, right? So the first week, I may talk to her on the phone maybe 3 times, a couple of text messages, then meet for coffee, talk to her again, and then invite over. By that time, the female brain is like this, right? A month later, she thinks that, oh, girl, I've been talking to him for a whole month. It's deeply psychological, right? So she thinks that we've been dating a whole month. I only seen her once, brother. Only seen her once, but she think in her mind we've been dating a long time. So when she comes over, she doesn't feel like a stranger. She doesn't feel like she's being pressured or rushed because I spent a little time on the phone with her. And here's the thing about the female. The more she runs her mouth, listen, it's been times I take my cell phone, put it on speaker, walk away, and just come back and say, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I feel you. Because here's the mind of a female, right? Mind, right? Running her mouth to me, she's getting to know me, and we're getting closer. I haven't said anything about myself, but because she's running off diarrhea of the mouth, she really thinks that we've gotten closer, that she knows me and she feels comfortable. Doesn't make sense to me, but I'll take it. Right. I am the type of guy that I'm going to use her nature to my advantage. So yeah, it's been a month, but I ain't spent no money on her. I ain't spent a lot of time with her, but she thinks she knows me, right? So when she comes over and I try to slide my fingers in certain places, she feels a little bit comfortable. And I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. If it doesn't happen the first time, she only gets one more chance and I'm out the door. But guess what? In the meantime, in between time, I got a regular rotation. In the meantime, in between time, I got 4 or 5 ladies that's on the same program.
Facts.
Keeping it casual and occasional. Pump and let her dump. Catch and let her release. Thermonuclear game.
That's my process. I could ride with that.
Yeah,
that works.
And real quick too, like you guys remember the Steve Harvey book where he was like, he was talking to women about the 90-day rule. Yeah, like exactly like supreme game, like Ram was just talking about right there, is the reason why that advice doesn't make sense, because a dude can be in and around you for 90 days. But meanwhile, you know what I'm saying, he's doing his own thing. But to you, it feels like he's been dating you for 90 days. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
game.
Steve,
absolutely.
Steve Harvey bringing you that 1940s 50 game,
right?
Where it actually worked. That don't work today.
Yeah. He's out of touch.
Yeah, exactly. It don't work today.
But I have to say this though, and you guys know this. Sometimes if you don't smash a chick right away, she loses interest.
Mm-hmm. That's what I said, Ram.
Right?
Ram, that's what I meant by you got to strike when the iron is hot sometimes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Iron is hot. So like you said, if she's showing you high interest, oh yeah, we're going to push it a little forward real quickly. Not too long ago, I had a chick just come through.
Yeah.
We didn't go anywhere. She just came through. And we did monkey dance. And shout out to Swint for his Cash App donation. Appreciate you, Swint. Yeah, and we did monkey dance. And she just came through because that's what she wanted. And I'm fine. Guess what? And this is another question. And this is a serious question. And to you guys in the chat, I pretty much know what your answer is going to be, but I'm going to ask it anyway as we go toward the end of the show. Is there any woman that you've met, so this is a personal question, that you think is worthy of that? Now, I'm not, so if you talk to a woman now, I don't want to know about her because she might watch the show. So in the past, okay, because MTR might be talking to somebody, Solo might, they might run across the show. And so not talking about current ladies, but has there been any lady in the past that you felt deserved chivalry? I'll start with you, Solo.
Of course, my mother.
I'm talking about somebody that's available to smash. In the past 5 years, I'll narrow it down.
5 years? No,
5 years.
No. If you would have said 10, then there's one woman. But past 5 years, no. Here's the thing, Ram, and this is what I want to ask y'all, because we talk about these women want chivalry, right?
Mm-hmm.
And these women want us to respect them. But in the same token, these women are now out there. They're in the workplace. They're getting their money. Feminism has enabled them to be free. So now we equal. So how we equal if we're going on the first date, but Absolutely. You want me to pay for it?
That's a great point. Somebody mentioned, how can you be chivalrous when we're supposed to be equals? So did I throw a question back at you, Solo? If you were to go out on a date, would you go Dutch or would you pay? Given how it is today.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up, Ram. So I have a technique that I do, which works for me, and this has worked for me for a long time. What I'll do is this: if I take a woman out for some drinks, I put the seed in her mind where I'm like, okay, the first date's on me, the second date is on you. And 95% of the time, I don't get any pushback, no argument, because the women want to show that, yo, I'm not some gold digger floozy, or I can carry my own. So yeah, the first date, I got him, and then the second date, I run up that tab, rap. I'm running up. I'm running the tab all the way up.
I tell you, he bougie.
I'm running up. I get all my I get every dollar back.
Wow.
And then some more.
That makes sense.
And it has worked for me a lot, over the years. But yeah, I mean, and then I've had some women, Ram, where they will be like, you know what? I've had women cover the first date. They're like, I'll pay for it. Now that's very rare. Typically, it's a white woman. I just got. Hey, I know sisters gonna come out the bat like that, but
Lord, that white woman.
Come out of pocket for the first date. I know brothers in the chat are like the solo captain right now. No, if you dealt with snow buddies, you know what I'm talking about. But what I'm saying, Ram, is that like my homie, the Drake lookalike below me said, when it's cost per benefit analysis.
Yes,
you gotta litigate the cost by realizing, are you willing to take L's here or W's here? You feel me? But we're dealing, Ram, to me, it's hypocritical when women say, I'm a feminist, but then we go on a date, all of a sudden now you are a traditionalist or you expect to pay. Right. So what are we doing now, Ram?
Always moving the goalpost, right?
Be feminist when it suits them, and then they want to revert to traditionalism when it suits them.
Exactly. When it's good for her, she's gonna move the goalpost. When it's not, hey, we equal over here, but over here, no. I expect some chivalry.
Facts.
MTR.
So,
in the past 5 years, I'm not talking about somebody you might be seeing now. She might be watching the show. Yeah. So we don't want to put her out there. Mm. Have you met anyone who you think's deserve or thought of?
Am I breaking up?
Oh, he little technical difficulties, but same question. You met anybody in the past 5 years that you thought was worthy of chivalry and all of that?
Yeah, so I think that I haven't officially been in a relationship now for about 15 years or so, and I think that you should only be.
Hey, wait, how old are you again?
I'm 34. So my last one, and I did a video on it too. I did a video on my last relationship and the reason why, like, I went red pill, as they call it today, before even red pill was a concept. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like, so I talked about it then. So my thing is that this whole chivalry thing is incumbent on once she proves through her actions that she is deserving of such treatment. However, in my particular situation, I haven't even made it there for. I've just been in a bunch of situationships, after that particular time. So like, as I've been going through these situationships, like, no, I haven't done it in the past 5, 10, or even 15 years, different chivalrous acts. And I mean, even today, as I was saying, like earlier in the cast, like, I just don't see the point of it while dating. I see the point of it. Once you establish a relationship, you start seeing someone relatively seriously. But also as well, like, I think when people bring up the word chivalry, they often misconstrue like what exactly it is. And maybe it would have been beneficial to define our own definition. Like to me, there's like a romantic chivalry, and also there's like a protection chivalry. And I want to split those two out, because the romantic chivalry, that is dead. But I feel like the protection chivalry, right? Like you walking down the street and her feeling like she doesn't have a care or a worry in the world because she's with a masculine dude. Like that stuff, I feel like it comes just innate to the human being or the person that you actually are. And I can't turn that off and on or up and down because of the respect that I garner in my walk through life. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But the romantic chivalry, that for me, like, it's dead, it's gone, like, and especially before they prove it, you know what I'm saying? Because before they even prove it, little do you know, they could be on Instagram showing their insides. So it's like, well, why am I gonna do all this stuff for you? Meanwhile, everyone can see your insides on Instagram. It doesn't make sense to me. You got to prove it through your actions first before I will enable chivalrous acts.
Well, man said her insides. Whoa.
Tell me I'm lying though.
Nasty.
Wow. So on my side, just gonna turn to the Bible that I created some years ago. You see the book, right? Why you always be the woman on the side, right?
You wrote that? You wrote that, bro?
Yeah, I wrote that. So
I didn't even know that. All right.
Check this out. So here's the first rule that you have to remember.
Women love to be treated like dirt.
Yeah. So that's the first thing you got to remember, right? And then the second thing you need to remember is
Hey, I'm not even gonna say that loud. I want to get monetized.
Facts,
hey,
yo.
I gotta cop that book and do a book review on it. Facts. Hey,
yo,
MTV, how can I get that book signed by you though, man?
Oh man, definitely. Well, I'm definitely trying to head out there with BlackRam, but I could definitely sing you one, definitely, man.
All right. Well, I'll pay for it, but I need a signed copy though.
Yeah, man.
Word. Yo, chapter 1 and chapter 2 is essentially what I was trying to say, bro. I mean, you wrote it in the book long before. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, man, I wrote that in 2009. So I'm telling you, I've been thinking about this for a long time. But yeah, I don't invest in females because it's basically we all in the stock market, we investing in cryptocurrency, and basically that is that's a bad investment. You're not going to gain anything from it. There's in today's society, women have nothing to offer men, right? They went off thinking that becoming the CEO of, or the manager of, or the supervisor of was going to bring a lot of men to their doorstep. But that only proves that they're not, oh, hold on one second.
Is that Ram?
Yeah, that's Ram. What's up, family? Yeah, your internet sucks, man. You gotta listen. What you gotta do is you gotta turn off all the other things that's using the internet.
Okay.
All right. So turn that off and everything will go back to work. And I know that happened to me a lot. So
okay.
All your video games, all of that.
Did the whole podcast shut down?
Nah, we good. We good. We over here. We talking. We waiting for you, bro.
Wow.
Yo, and tell them this.
I'm trying to jump back in real quick. I'm gonna shut everything down and let the people know I'm gonna try to jump back on.
All right.
All right.
All right. So Ram, he having technical difficulties. You know, before I get on, I make sure I pull out all the things that use the internet, anything wireless, anything like that, because I had that problem before too. But what I was saying was, you know, you have basically this situation where chicks thought that if they got these jobs, these high-powered careers, and they went to school, that men would be knocking down their door. But that only lends evidence to the fact why men are no longer interested, because what that shows is that they don't care about what men want, right? And men want women who will be a nurturing mother to their children. They want women who will take care of the home and provide. It's like Shahrazad Ali said, women have the power of life and death in their hands, because the food that they feed the family, is that nutrition, that nurturing that they provide. That's all, you know, she gives life to the rest of the family. And she looked at that as a punishment. And she went out here to get a job and be forced to work for 30 to 40 years for 40 to 60 hours a week, you know, fighting to get through traffic, to sit in a cubicle while Nicki Minaj and the rest of them hoes raise her children. You know what I'm saying? So now we got this, this messed up situation where these girls are giving themselves away because they don't have a woman to tell them how a woman is supposed to behave. And then we got a bunch of boys that's getting in trouble and going to prison and all of this stuff because they don't have parents in the home to teach them morals, values, and ethics. Right. So basically, MTR, he's like, he doesn't have any children. I don't have any children. Solo, do you have any children?
None that I know of, sir.
But that's my point. We are three men who basically said, listen, I'm not going to risk bringing children into the world with the type of women that exist today. That is cost benefit analysis right there.
Facts.
Welcome back, Ram.
What up, Ram?
I don't know what did happen, but this is why when you work with a bunch of great guys, professionals, experienced YouTubers, y'all kept the show going.
Absolutely. Yo, Ram, you gotta use some of the donations to upgrade your internet, bro.
Oh man, I don't know what that has never happened, man. Never happened. I got Comcast, man. It shouldn't have been happening, but it happened to me. I don't know what's going on. Somebody said I got to read some of the super chats. Mr. Bandcamp with a super chat. I don't know how much I'm. Keith Lamont with a super chat. Appreciate that. Let me see what else. Man, I was down a long time too, man. I was trying to figure this thing out.
Messy Thrills, the other sponsor for this show, man.
Oh, Messy Thrills.
That's
oh my God.
Yeah.
4 sponsors.
Man.
Facts.
Thrills, that's my brother. Find Messy Thrills. Man, my internet just completely I don't know, man.
Look for 5:41 p.m.
Ram on that Alaskan wireless.
Man. Wow, man, I don't even see it in here, man. Goodness gracious, I guess I lost some of it.
They got that Turtle Express in Chicago, man.
Man, you know what? This is my first time ever experiencing it. First time ever.
Yo, Ram, I'm gonna put it into the chat so you can see it. This is from Messy Thrills, so you can read it out.
Oh, I see it now. Man, Messy Thrills, appreciate you, man. Oh my goodness, another 100, as we say in the chat. Damn, man. Wow, I feel like today is my birthday. March is my birthday month, by the way. He says, I heard there's a $100. He said, I heard there was a $100 party in here. Chips.
Yo, these brothers came out to close out Black History Month.
Not to be outdone, said, I heard there was a $100 party in here. And I bought some chips, BlackRam, METV, Solo, MTI, salute, respect. Wow, brother. You said it was a $100 party in here. Man, I wish I could put that on the screen. Let me see if I can. Oh, man, because StreamYard not showing it to me, but YouTube is. Goodness gracious, brother. He said he heard it was a $100 party. My goodness, man. The love. Man, I don't think, man, it's been a long time since I got this kind of love on the show, man.
Nah, man, they show that every week. Come on, Ram.
Woo! Yeah,
they
you know,
show that every week, man. These dudes don't be playing, but listen, why they sending those donations? Because you're helping them with cost benefit analysis. All right. So they looking at these because listen, here's the thing, man. If you have taken the red pill, when you look at these females, you don't look at their physical assets anymore. You start asking questions like, what does their credit report look like? Do they have kids? Where do they live? What do they make a year? Is she in college debt? These are the questions that you start asking. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the main reasons Chivalry is dead, because what worth does she bring? What does she bring to the table? So that's why you're getting all these donations, bro.
Man, this is unreal, man. Again, y'all make me want to go in and quit my day job. Goodness gracious. Keith Lamont said toward the Wu-Tang Wireless one. Wow, man. Man, that has never happened to me, man. It's like my internet is like, forget it. Goodness, I definitely got the bill paid next month for sure. Man. Goodness gracious, I don't even know where we left off at, man.
Oh man, you missed a lot, bro.
Wow.
MTR, he was basically answering your question when you blacked out about the chivalry and stuff like that. And I was just showing them, from the book that remember when we was discussing my book, I showed them 2 chapters that spoke to it,
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So so you're gonna have to catch that on the rebound now.
To answer your see what I missed.
Rare to catch you up. That was
Right.
my answer.
Wow. My goodness, man. That's wild.
Yeah,
man.
From the book, why you will always be the woman on the side. Right?
Yes, sir.
So I need a signed copy of that. Facts.
Got you, man. Got you.
Like I said, I'll pay for it. I just need a signed copy. Like I said, facts.
Got you. Definitely. Well, but yeah, so it's back on you, Ram.
Cool. Man, I had a lot of questions, but we're coming toward the end, so let me see if I can get to the gist.
Oh, hold up. Let me do my best MRT impersonation.
Oh, hold on. Let me see this. Hold on.
It's good, ain't it? It's good.
You know what I mean?
Listen.
Something in that cup.
Yo, but just real quick, Ram, as you looking for the questions, I think like it's something special that now, through the use of the internet, we now have this place where this type of knowledge can reach people. And I think like the donations are showing how much benefit that folks are getting out of this. You see what I'm saying? Because no longer are you getting maybe slightly incorrect information from the hood store on the block. You have a resource to come up here and share information in a way that they won't tell it to you like this on TV. You know what I'm saying? So like this is like a really blessed day. This is a really blessed day, because information that just on the strength of our conversation is helping people in the chat to build, to learn, to grow, and to reprioritize what's actually important in life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Facts. Yep.
And shout out to Messy Thrills again, if you're still in here, brother. Appreciate that. So we coming toward the end of the show. We try to keep it under 2 hours. So I had a whole bunch of questions that I did not ask, literally about 15 questions I didn't get a chance to ask. I guess we have to save that for another time. So I want to push the envelope a little bit. I want to put MTR on the spot again a little bit, and also you Solo, because sometimes it's kind of ambiguous to where you stand on this one subject. So I'm gonna push the point. MTR, you have been doing a lot of interviews on your channel. And by the way, if you're not sure, if you don't know who MTR is, Mediocre Tutorials, check his channel out. He's pretty much doing what, 3 or 4 videos a week, or probably even more.
More than
that. Probably even more. At this point, I do live streams on Fridays and Saturdays now, and like the live streams go like 3, 4, 5. I had one on Valentine's Day, the pagan love holiday, that went for 6 hours long. So the content is just constantly coming out.
Cool. And Golden Child and Rollo, I usually would say something about, putting that if you're not on the panel, but since you my guy, I'm going to let that ride. Y'all know what y'all doing in there, but I'm gonna go and let that ride because Rollo, you my guy. But anyway, MTR, question for you. Again, you've been doing not tutorials, you've been doing videos and all this other good stuff. And of course, you've picked up a lot of information about female nature. So my question to you, knowing what you know, seeing what you've seen, observing what you've observing, as of right now today, would you put legal marriage in your future?
No.
Wait,
so here's the thing.
Pause for a second, MTR.
Okay.
Hold on. Because that's deep. You will not, let me just be clear.
Yeah.
You do not see legal marriage in your future. Is that correct? Am I hearing you correctly, sir?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I talk about this on the channel all the time. So the thing is within my learnings, right? Like even before the learnings, like I saw the family that I grew up in. You know what I mean? I saw, and my parents got divorced at like 6, 7, 8 years old, right? So like in seeing that and getting the story behind what was outwardly being told, and I was seeing what was happening day to day, I always thought to myself, this seems a little unfair, right? So like I took that knowledge and understanding with me, and then Ram, you missed it. The last time that I've been in a relationship was 15 years ago.
Whoa, 15 years.
Yeah, it was 15 years ago, and I just been.
Hold up. The party's not telling you. He's still clapping. Don't touch the cheeks. That's the part that he keeps ignoring. All the cheek clapping. You think he's just interviewing these girls?
Oh, no. I know he's getting it in. Get out of here. And sometimes you have to find women on that panel too, man. That's the light skin madness. Go ahead.
Yeah. I know.
It's a lot of fun over here between the videos and being a photographer as well. Shout out to my Patreon.
I was thinking that. I didn't say it, but I was thinking that. I was like, nah, them chicks ain't over there.
MTR is not dumb. He's a smart dude. Don't be fooled. He got no fool with the little wordplay. He do. Yeah, I've been single for 59. Nigga. You got all types of cheeks. You got all types of cheeks, man. Stop it.
I'm out here enjoying. You know what I'm saying? And like, as I've gone on this path and like been understanding, the different, especially if you're a dude who's a breadwinner, especially if you're a dude and there's kids involved, how much of at a deficit that may put your life in looking at the outcome. And what the outcome is, if you look at the data, there's 50% that get divorced, and then of that 70% initiated by women, and I say this analogy on the channel all the time. If you were going skydiving, if you were going to throw yourself out of an airplane, and before you went up, you saw a sign that said 50% that throw themselves out this airplane will hit the ground without the chute opening. Well, you might take a look at that data point and say, you know what? I don't think I want to do that. Okay. Thing is like, don't let, and this is my what I'm saying to the gents that are all listening in the chat, don't let them shame you into something. Do not let them shame you into anything. This is one of the most important decisions that you would ever make in your life, who you choose to be a life partner with, if that's what you want to do. You see what I'm saying? But me, when I look at the data, when I look at the numbers, when I look at the stats, because you guys know I love data, I like numbers, I like quant. It just doesn't make sense. You see what I'm saying? And it especially doesn't make sense for love. It doesn't. I can have more of a sense for it as a business partner. Like I recently just reacted to, I don't know, you guys familiar with Prince Donnell?
No.
Okay, like he's like one of these Instagram famous folks that, he's like a Derek Jackson kind of, or what have you. But he goes up and he does like these videos. I think he has millions of followers or what have you. So like I did a post where he's talking about, I got married at 23. We need to stop telling young men that that 23 is too young to get married. And I reacted off of that on my channel. And I got people down in the comments that are just like, but the difference is that he married someone that was already a millionaire, right? And he wasn't. He was getting his business together. So he did it, I guess, also for love, if you want to call it that as well, but also from a business perspective. If the business doesn't make sense, then again, you have to run the numbers. You have to run the cost benefit analysis. You have to look at the risk. And when I do all of that, from the women that I met in my past, it doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense.
Wow. Facts.
That is that's amazing, man. So let me ask you this. So how long have you felt this way, MTR?
So I would say since the beginning of me starting the channel, I was unsure.
Pause, MTR.
What's up, bro?
Oheen and I always have this argument on how influential this sector is. Yeah, and that's one in Oheen's jar as for it being very influential, because you just mentioned at the start of this channel because I remember you being very blue.
So that's funny because I want to describe myself as blue when I was back on your channel. You know,
right? You wouldn't, but most of the guys were.
Yeah, they hated me. I loved it.
So that has changed you being in this sector, hearing the things that you've been hearing, seeing the things what you've been seeing, and just applying the logic, the reasoning to it has changed your mind about some things, man. Let me say that that means our job has been done and is doing and is working and even legitimizing it more because MTR, you may not see it, but your first time on this channel, man, the guys in the chat were mad at me.
I couldn't see the chat at the time. But mind you, Ram, like I haven't been in a relationship for over 15 years. You see what I'm saying? So I've been clapping cheeks for over 15 years now. I'm doing it. You see what I'm saying? And living life all over the world. You see what I'm saying? Been all over the United States. Like, and legitimately, like, I'll get back a trip with my boys and we're all texting each other. We're like, yo, that was a movie. You see what I'm saying? So I've experienced like all of these different things and I haven't been in a relationship and during that whole time. You see what I'm saying? At the same time, like when I have women on my channel, and I ask them, because listen, I have married women on my channel, I have married men on my channel, I have them all gambits of life. And when I ask them, you know, well, what are the benefits? Number one, it's nothing tangible. It's all these intangible.
Thank you.
That like at the end of a divorce, and this is one of my problems, at the end of a divorce, none of that matters. Right? Because you can't, there's not like a recorder in your marriage to see who's actually doing what. True. So then it just becomes a math problem. So it's like, but the math problem is based off of tangible. It's based off of assets, more of the things that the man is judged by. So it's like, why would you put yourself up on this place to be a sacrificial lamb for love? It doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense, especially today, especially now. So the thing is like I was unsure because I really hadn't considered it at the start of the channel, which is like about a year or so ago. But at the same time, I've been living life to the utmost fullest, you know what I'm saying, in every sense of the word for over the past 15 years. You know what I'm saying? Once I went red pill before red pill was even a word. You know what I'm saying?
You know what will snap you?
Super chat real quick. Okay. Lawrence Guy says, sorry I'm late. Good to see all of you. Nice follow-up to NTR stream last night. I'm gonna have to go check that out. I had to go to bed early. Sweet Luke says, keep spreading the knowledge, Ram. You will save a lot of these brothers a lot of money and pain. Appreciate you, Luke.
Ill Wills
again with the super chat. He says, MTR earn his stripes. Brother is solid now. I'm about to post that on the stream right there so people know. But go ahead, Ohim. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I need to get this chat.
No, just what I was saying was, you know, was will definitely wake a lot of men up, and it's kind of scary when you think about it. When you find out that you know, it was only about what you could do for her and not, you know, you as a person. When you learn that the memories that you think you both have only belong to you. So, you know, those good times and those moments that you think that y'all both enjoyed, those are only your memories because she don't care about those, right? How, you know, when men get divorced, she can just easily disregard everything you've ever done for her. You could have been the reason she got her first vehicle or got her first house, and none of that means anything. Right. So I think that's the once men learn that they don't value what we value, that will help them to, you know, be able to deal with them more respectfully. Yeah.
Hold up, Ram. I just got to say, I had to spam my channel real quick.
Go ahead. You good?
You just let him be known.
Yo,
anyway,
and you know, Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you
Go
off.
ahead, bro. It's on you. It's on you.
Yeah, what I was gonna say, I wanted to follow up to Ohim's point. My bad. Ohim's point, real quick. Is that you know what made it really true is like when you ask the question or you put it up on the table with some of the women that's coming on my channel, like the difference between how a man loves versus how a woman loves, right? Like in the concept of like a man will love idealistically, you know, and a woman will love opportunistically. And the opportunistically is more centralized in her ability to get at least enough security in her mind, enough security where she can then love the children, right? So like that to me was like, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Like they do it for a means to an end, so then they can do it for children. You see what I'm saying? So they try to get into the highest level situation in order to give offspring with that can provide the highest degree of security, which is why I feel as though when men are in it to love, like their love is way better, it's way more effective because it's loving the unit, you know, as opposed to doing it for the offspring.
Hey, Ram, can you do me a favor and no disrespect to Ill Wills, but remove his caption for a second. I just want to take a quick screenshot of the screen.
Oh yeah. I got it.
This is legendary, so you know I'm just trying to capture a screenshot.
I'm gonna take a screenshot too.
Let me 1 second. Let me see. For nostalgia's sake, right?
There we go. This legendary facts.
Yo, there's like 500 in the chat, but only 350 likes. Can we get them likes up, gentlemen?
Get the likes up.
So, Solo, I'm gonna ask you this question. I already know Ohim's answer. I ain't even gotta ask Ohim. But Solo, man, I think I don't know if I asked you this question before, man. But I know you're not you're not in the letter community on YouTube. You ride solo, hence Solotv84. But in your future, Solo, would you get legally married knowing what you know? Can you hear me?
Come on, Ram.
I am offended, sir.
Okay, but Ram, if this is like Tariq Nasheed would say, like an Ogun spiritual union in Africa, where we jumping over a broom, no paperwork, sure. Okay. But anything in America with paperwork, hell no. Hell no. Listen, look, I've done all my simping, and then okay. And look, no, I'm not. Okay, the only way, Rap, you're going to roll your eyes. The only way I would get married in America is if she makes way more money than me.
Makes sense.
But even then, that's not even guaranteed.
True.
Because even if you don't sign a prenup or do, the court system always favors women. Let me give you an example. I have a homie who was making 70 grand a year. His baby mama was making 90.
Whoa.
And he's still paying child support.
What the fuck?
Yeah, you can't avoid that.
I'm not making this up, Ohim. This is facts.
Yep. Listen, she could be a millionaire. They'll still make you pay
more than you do. She making 90, you making 70, but you still got to pay child support.
Yep.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yep. And that's not a surprise. It's not a surprise. AM1 says there's no logical reason to do such a thing.
I mean, I would do it like Future did it. Future allegedly is married. He married one, but every week he's with a different broad. But he got a spiritual union.
Spiritual union.
Whatever that means.
That sounds way better than a legal contract for sure.
Yeah.
Let me put Ill Will's quote up there again. His message before we get on up out of here. Let's see what Ill Wills has to say. Ill Will says to everyone in the chat, celebrate your brothers when they are still here. Pick them up when he's down. Be happy for him when he achieves. We all win. And that's the truth, man. It's definitely about brotherhood.
Facts.
Getting ready to close the show out, man. I'm gonna give you guys some last words, and we're gonna go on and get up out of here, man. Let me start with you, Brother Solo, since you were talking. Any last words before we get on up out of here? And I'd like to say thank you for coming on this epic show. Go ahead, brother.
I'm always thankful for Ram because BlackRam, a lot of people may not realize this, but when I started back in the day now, it seems like it was yesterday.
Yeah,
I had like 3,000, 4,000 subs, and BlackRam, you were that dude back then. You only had like 5,000 or 6,000.
That was it.
You were like my first big interview before the AMSs, before the Stefan Clint scales, it was BlackRam 313.
Absolutely.
And I always say BlackRam is the GOAT. Now, I don't know, it's kind of, some people might disagree because, it's a tie between you and another brother. I ain't going to mention his name, but shout out to Chronicles of Judah. But I always say Ram, like when it comes to female nature being the OG, Ram is the GOAT. Because a lot of things that you see Judah doing, he's doing it because Ram put the blueprint. Who came up with Agents of Chaos? That was Ram.
Absolutely.
And people forget that. Ram said that. Before Chronicles said that. So that's why we got to put Ram at his proper spot as 1A. And no disrespect to Judah, he's the go-to, but I got to put Ram there. And the fact that you gave me that chance to do that interview is a big deal. And I always thank you for that. And then you came to Minneapolis, and you know how we do. Like,
oh, yeah, great time.
You wasn't ready, Ram. You wasn't. Ram
wasn't ready for it.
Ram was shocked. He came, and he came on the off night, too. You know what I'm saying? So Ram was just looking around. He's like, nah, I might have to make a move. Like, move.
St. Paul and Minneapolis, baby.
By the way, I'm on Solotv84. I'll be having the show later tonight in about 20 minutes, so y'all check it out. We're going to talk about a dating coach by the name of DJ. I got to cook him real quick, Ram. I got to roast him. I'm not going to mention his name, but I think you guys know who he is. His name is DJ, so I'm about to cook him real fast. And then
y'all know who DJ is.
That's all I got to say, man. Thanks.
Oh, let me guess. The 40-year-old chicks.
Yep. I gotta cook them. I
think. Well, yeah. You know what? I think it's a standalone video might be coming about that too, man.
Ram, we got to because this. But you know what, Ohim, you might disagree with me. I respect his hustle though. This dude,
definitely.
You know this dude. I know people we call him a simp, but he's a hustler. I respect that. I know when I see another hustler. This dude is finessing these broads for every penny. And he's the kicker. He always talking about this black love. Why he got white children, half white children? He loves nobody more than I do. I can see a fellow nobody whisperer. This dude be bunker buster and all types of it. I can tell. I know. Listen, come on, stop it. I would never see his wife because she white. We know that. Fact.
But fam, this is the thing. This, like you said, this is why I respect him because he's basically he sees where the deficits are. So he sees that men are not even dealing with chicks in those age ranges. So to get that extra money, he's catering to them. Yeah, you should date those 40-year-old chicks. He know he don't mean that, but he know they about to drop a lot of cash on him. He about to get that windfall. They about to pay for those tickets. They gonna pay for those books.
Time, baby.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so he's a smart dude. That's a smart dude.
Yeah.
Facts.
Appreciate those kind words, brother Solo. Appreciate having you on, man. Of course, we got a continual work relationship as well as relationship outside of this YouTube, man. So we'll definitely be talking, man. I'll try to stop by your channel a little later on. MTR, man. Thank you for coming on the second time, man. Definitely got to do this again, dear brother. You got any last thoughts for the people?
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know what I mean? Like, thank you again for allowing me to come on. It's funny because it's the first time that I heard you articulate that people were kind of mad at you off what I was saying last time. So I appreciate the second time to come over. But I'm always down for a challenge. You know what I mean? I'm always down for a conversation. As I was alluding to earlier, I think it's a blessing that 4 black men can get together on a channel and try to uplift the conversation, to try to hit in a perspective that you won't hear on TV. You might hear it in a barbershop or two. True. You know what I'm saying? But like being able to provide that value to men that look just like me, I think is so damn powerful. And I know I'm probably one of the newest in the game. So, just salute to you, at the same time, Solo. So the first person that invited me to a channel was Ram for an interview. The second person that invited me to a channel was Solo. And y'all both here right now. So much love, much respect. And METV, I'm definitely going to react to that one. I'm going to try to figure out how to interrupt when you go video.
Man, that's amazing, boy. That was New York rap style right there.
Listen. It ain't easy to react to some things from time to time. I'm sure Solo knows he reacts to content as well. Sometimes it's hard to like interject, especially when they're cooking. But that's just my final thoughts. For everyone in the chat, feel free to come over, you know, and take a look at my channel. A little bit different in the sense that mine is more interview discussion format and based, and then I also sprinkle in some reactions that are just me as well. We also do live streams on Fridays and Saturdays as well. So much love and much appreciated, and I appreciate the time.
Definitely appreciate you coming on. Let me get a couple of super chats real quick. Great expectations. He says, thank you, BlackRam, for the hard work because it's therapeutic, man. And to the panel as well. Appreciate you. Good expectations. I don't know if anybody knows Spanish up here. Can somebody translate? I know a little bit, but
I want to help.
All I know is when she called me Poppy when I hit her from the back. That's all I know.
I am Javier.
Nobody can translate. Somebody
will do it in the chat though.
But El Americano Mas Colombiano, thank you, dear brother, for the super chat. Much appreciated. Young Manhood Channel, YMC, with the super chat. He says, before you go, salute. And YMC always comes with the fourth quarter shot. Customary YMC. Appreciate you, brother. Let me see. I think that might be it. Let me see.
Black Guru, man. You see this dude, Black Guru? He's getting that MTR. Black Guru strikes.
I missed that one. Which channel we just
6:14 p.m.
Oh, okay, I got you. Black Guru strikes. Appreciate you, brother. He says, glad MTR ain't soft no more. Wow.
Oh, man. I was comment battling with Black Euro on the video from before. So shout out to Black Euro.
Right, that was the brother that was coming at you, man. My brother Black Euro. He's always on the channel, man. I always support and appreciate you, Black. But yeah, he was coming at you hard on the last one.
Hey, listen, I accept all feedback. What's up? Come on.
Wow. So glad he ain't soft no more. My bad. We make them red over here. We make them red. Oh, him, brother. Any last thoughts while we as we get ready to close this out?
Okay, so some people in the chat was asking about the book. Why You Always Be the Woman on the Side. They want to know where to get it. You can definitely get it on Amazon.com. You could get the soft cover or you could get the ebook. So if you're interested in that, definitely go check that out. Definitely make sure you stop by my Patreon and support. I'm gonna put that in the chat right now. So for everybody who did already, I appreciate you for that. Definitely thanks to the guest that came on, Solo MTR. But MTR, man, I want that video, man. I want that video, man. All right, just don't bring one of the shorties you knock it down. Just bring, you know what I'm saying? But I want that video, man. And of course, the fellas, yo, thank you as always for joining us.
Oh, man.
We really appreciate it. Shout out to everybody who donated that $100. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They Goshen, Messy Thrills,
Nomadic Crier.
Yeah, he jumped in, of course.
Kevin Levere.
Yeah, and of course, Kevin Levere, this guy, man. So all of you guys, appreciate you. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams. And
Coach gang?
Yeah, pretty much that's all I got to say.
And let me read this translation. He says, translation, I want to give my hello/salute from my part to MTR. That was for you, MTR.
Salute.
I am Javier Colombiano. So
okay.
Yes, sir. I see him in the live stream. Salud, El Americano. Salud.
Okay.
Absolutely. And as I close out again, thank you to everybody who donated, whether it was $1 or $100. That was the range today. Kevin Levere, then my brother Goshen, then my guy Nomadic Crier, and then not to be outdone, not to be left out, my brother Messy Thrills. Appreciate that, brother. Man, I'm humbled and I'm thankful. So thank you guys again. To my guest, my brother Solotv84.
Going live. I'm going live right after this, y'all.
We going on over to Solo's channel. And
We're gonna do a roasting. I hope YouTube doesn't shut me down this time, but we'll see. We'll see.
Bet we'll be over there. And to my co-host Ohim Amara, we plan on being in the RPP episode 21 next week on Ohim Amara's channel, Male Enlightenment.
That's right.
So stay tuned for that. Same theme. Well, not same thing. I'm sorry.
No.
Same show, different channel. All right, but the same time. So check us out over there. And again, appreciate you, Solo and MTR, for coming.
Wait, Ram. I don't mean to cut you off, but Ram, when is your book coming out?
Say it again.
When is your book coming out?
You know, I have been working on it. I do have a few chapters.
Okay.
Every time I work on something, it's like, do I really want to go with this angle? But I think I've finally found the angle. What I just realized, I just have to just start to get right and put something out, and then see what happens, man. Because there's so many different angles I can go for. But I think I found an angle, and I have been writing here and there. Not a lot lately, but hopefully that book will be out soon, man. And I appreciate you asking, Solo. Appreciate it.
No, yeah, we need that book, Ram. We need that book.
Definitely.
I'll buy 2 copies.
2 copies.
But listen, this is what I'm gonna tell cats now. If I'm a review, because I reviewed a couple books. If I buy a book, no disrespect to you, no disrespect to anybody or Ram, but I need that sign.
Yes, sir.
No, facts. I got you.
Sign.
I got you
for it. I don't have a problem. Ask AMS. I bought Coach's Greg Adams book, but I need a signed copy. Fact.
I got you, man. I got you.
Absolutely.
Know what I mean?
Definitely, Solo. Appreciate that. Panelists, stand by for a debriefing as I close the show out properly. Again, you have been listening to The Real Pill Perspective, episode number 20. Is chivalry and traditional dating over with in 2020? Of course, we know that answer is yes, with special guests, Solotv84, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, Male Enlightenment TV, and yours truly, BlackRam 313.
Oh, Fred, 1 second, sir. Mr. Imperfection Gaming Channel, he asked what was the name of the book. It is Why You Will Always Be the Woman on the Side. I'm going to put that in the chat real quick.
Absolutely. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah.
And shalom to you, brother Goshen. Brother Ill Wheels, the moderator. Golden Child, man, that was a little bogus, but I'm gonna look past it this time. You know what happened, man. Rollo too, if you still listen, that was kind of bogus, man. But at least ask for permission first, man. But I'll look past that one. So again, gentlemen, thank you all for coming out this Sunday once again, joining the show. Check us out next week. And having said that, this is BlackRam 313 with The Real Perspective, episode 20. Salute, peoples. Much love.
That was fun. It was fun.
Awesome show, man. Awesome.